Alright, so we're doing this again. April was such an eventful month for me, so I didn't actually get anything done. No like themed videos, nothing. So I'm just going to include some random speed paints that I have footage for that are kind of correlated, you know? This first one I actually did back in March, and the thing about that one was that I had started on working on like a comic page for Obit, and so I have the first comic page done but only like one, and it's literally just a page. It's like 6 frames, honestly. My school district decided that they were going to host an art competition, and they just announced it like with 9 days left until it was due. I went and I drew up a picture and I rushed to, you know, paint it in digital. So you're going to see a little bit of me drawing that. So right here, this person that you're seeing, who I painted the hands of and is now probably getting their face painted. Painting this guy really reminded me of like painting a superhero, which is kind of goes back to another competition that I'm currently like working on, and I have the character, I have the piece all done, and I'm going to put it into digital and draw it out for you guys, but I haven't submitted anything and I want to kind of wait until like maybe the judging is done or something before I post that. But basically this character and that character are in the same universe, and the universe is called Mothwings, and basically it's like this universe of all these half-blood creatures basically, and this guy is half-blood of a Grim Reaper, but everyone calls them demons because they look like demons. So half-blood demons, they kind of look normal. They look like normal people, but pureblood demons, which is what Endo is, they look like demons, so they look really creepy. This character is helping Andix hold up a non-binary flag, but this character is actually not non-binary themselves, and it was really fun to paint them because of like all of the magma cracks and stuff like that, and like all the lighting and stuff. And I also did them in watercolor because they're kind of creature-like, and that's what I did for all of the creatures in this painting. Anyways, a little bit about their character is that they are always around. They're like everywhere you go, you probably always see them, and they're always working like odd jobs and stuff like that. They're kind of just a really helpful hand to have around. They're really nice. The other character that I drew was Andix, and I think that was partially because I wanted to include a character from Obit. I probably should have included 2 characters from Obit, which I would have done Andix and Indy if I could, because I like their palettes the most, and I think Andix is the most fun for me to draw because I always keep on drawing them, but Andix is not like the only one that's fun to draw, so I don't know why I just keep on drawing them in particular, but you know. This was such a long speed paint to do. That week I think I had quite a bit of homework, but hey, it could be worse. It could be April, it could be this week, because this week I just had such a terrible time and it's just all been work, and I just want to make a speed paint, and I realized how close to ending April was, and so now I'm just recording this stuff. I could probably get done the other speed paint that I wanted to do, but that's just gonna be a May problem, and May is probably gonna have so much more crap to unload on me, so yeah. So this is a Rejects Club speed paint, and I actually did a speed paint of this story a while ago, might be last year, might not be last year, I don't really remember, but it was of masks. And it was really, really boring. It's one of the ones that I'm not that proud of, and since then I've changed like half of those masks. So this is a story that I came up with like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and it was just because I was really inspired by both middle school and high school and like some of the people that I met along the way. I take a lot of pride in having a very chaotic friend group, but you know, that's kind of how every friend group is. They're chaotic. So basically I just wanted to make a gang full of kids who were just like crazy, and their whole club system is kind of Craig of the Creek style, and yeah. So this is the Rejects Club. It is a story that I made a really long time ago, and I basically created a comic cover for it. Since then, I revisited this story to make another comic cover for it, and this is the redraw of that comic cover. And recently I came back to it because after the diversity speed paint, I decided that I wanted to make a comic for the Rejects Club. I didn't really want to continue the Obit comic at the moment. I found it kind of stressful because like I already have a lot of the story written out, and to get to that point I'd have to put a lot of words into pictures, and to me that was just, it didn't allow for a whole lot of creative liberty because I already had a lot of stuff planned out. So unlike what a lot of people who make webtoons and webcomics suggest, I decided to go with a story that I had everything in my head and nothing like actually written out. And everything that I did have written out were just little bits of conversations or interactions with people that really did not play a big role in the story. I managed to get 2 chapters done for this comic, and I'm not going to put them into digital or like make them into actual colored comics at the moment. They're just gonna stay loose pieces of paper that I have folded in half. And I started on my on the 3rd one, but I haven't been able to finish that. The story goes is that the character that I'm coloring right now is the main character, and his name is Jeremiah, and the way that he became a reject is basically like his school has kind of this social hierarchy. The ASBs are on the top, and the student body is made up of like the club leaders. They're represented by the club leaders, and the club leaders are kind of entitled people, honestly, but messing with them would mean social suicide for you. They have, like I said, this whole Craig of the Creek style backyard to their school, so they've got like this whole thing in the back. There's like a Club Lake house, or Club Lake house? Club Lake. And the Club Lake, or Clubhouse Lake, there we go, Clubhouse Lake is where a very underground club actually exists, and that is the Rejects Club. Basically, the club leader that he got involved with, she just does not like men at all, and she will manipulate any man who is older than her, and she'll make any man who is around the same age as her feel like absolute shit. It is kind of fun making her interactions, but she is so aggravating, and it's like one of those characters that you just want to punch the teeth out of. And she is the feminist club leader. She is very chauvinistic with her style of feminism. God, this doesn't make any sense, but like basically he just gets in trouble, and he gets in trouble with the person who was fighting that club leader, and so both of them are basically social outcasts by now, because that's social suicide, like I said. And what ends up happening is that someone actually comes and tells them like, hey, it's not that lonely, and they find out, yeah, there is this club that exists, and it's more of like kind of like a gang than a club. If I'm completely honest, I've basically made a gang. It's like not quite, but kind of. And the girl that you're actually seeing in the cover right now, she is she was the original love interest for this guy. She no longer is. She's just some outcast cheerleader. last one. I really wanted to go back and, because you know how I did that redesigning the mascot thing? Well, I had more speed paints for the characters that I had in that specific video. And this is the other character. I've named her WolfDeer, and don't ask me why. Don't ask me what the correlation is at all, but I've just not given her a name. I have a Minecraft skin of like her and basically this girl and the wolf moose character that I had in the very first video that I've ever done, which is like the turning my friends' Minecraft skins into actual like drawn out characters. That girl and this girl are technically supposed to be the same person, and that Minecraft skin was based off of another Minecraft skin that I originally had, and I had named that girl Renee. So technically this character's name is Renee. I just wanted to get this one done, and then when I got this one done, I decided to post it on Discord to an art server that I'm a part of. Now I have it as my profile picture, but the sad thing about that is that once I finally got this thing to work and look the way that I wanted it to, everyone decided that we were going to make our profile pictures into duos. I feel like her clothes are just very highly saturated, and that everything in this photo is just very highly saturated. And I was genuinely curious whether the background would work or not. I think this is the only speed paint that I was able to get done over spring break. And after spring break, it was just buttloads upon buttloads of work, and before I knew it, the month was already over. Now I have one speed paint of a video that I wanted to make in April, but I wasn't able to, so now you're just getting this.